The good old Root Riders. Some people love them, while some others hate them. But today, we are going to properly teach you how to use two different versions of this attack. We aren't just going to be spamming them down and getting that 3-star. We are going to do a deep dive on how the pros actually use them today. The two most common Root Rider strategies used by the pros include the Invis RC charge and the Angry Jelly charge. But there is a third option that uses the Giant Arrow, Earthquake spell, and the Log Launcher, but that is pretty base specific and not as robust as the other strategies, so we're not going to be talking about that here today. But stay to the end of this video where we'll be live planning a Root Rider attack in the Clan War League. So let's start with the Invis RC charge, as this is the most widely known and the strongest out of the two attacks. There are two different versions for this Royal Champion charge. The first uses about 5 invisibility spells, while the other uses about 10 invisibility spells. The entries of each attack are going for different values, so it would depend on the base you're attacking which one to use. The first and easier out of the two versions to use is this army you see on the screen, which includes 5 invisibility spells, and the Royal Champion has the Electro Boots and the Rocket Spear. But also every army you see me use in this video will be linked down in the video description so you can easily copy it and use it in game. So let's start planning the attack, but before we can get planning on an actual base, we are going to go ahead and remove everything and start from ground zero. So think about a base being the rectangle, the square, like so, just like this, high level. What we're going to want to do is start off with the Royal Champion. I don't care which section you send the RC in at the moment. This is just high level general thinking. Let's say we send the Royal Champion from the bottom side. She removes this section of the base. Fantastic. Now she uses all the invises. She goes through and then you recall that Royal Champion back. So you use all those spells of the invis, the Royal Champion, and the recall. You pull her back. Now the Root Riders have to go either from the left side or they have to go from the right side. They move one of those two directions in towards the base, but in order to stop them from going to the edge, as you see from the right or this side, we need to use our heroes, the King and Queen. So this is where, let's say the Root Riders go to the left, this is where we can use our King and Queen off to the left side to help remove this. And now the Root Riders, instead of peeling it to the left, they now will continue to go straight in towards the middle of the base. Now, how do we decide which way to send the Root Riders? Well, at the end of the day, what kind of risk do you want to take? Because if you have the Town Hall being over here, it is less risky. You move into the Town Hall, you take it down first, but it's not as necessarily strong. You can send the roots this way. It's a lot riskier because you have to come all the way back around. But the one thing is the Town Hall shots, when you're hitting on the backside of the base, can be very deadly. So I, to start, would recommend to send the roots into the Town Hall if possible to help take down. Now we have some more spells. When you deploy the roots with the Warden and you have the recalled Royal Champion, then you'll have an Overgrowth spell that you can place more towards the core of the base to help grab a Monolith, help grab Scatters, help grab Spitters, things like that in the middle to help stop them from hitting your troops. But then when you also have is your Clan Castle, which is the Troop Launcher. The Troop Launcher will be placed down to the bottom side, and it will be launching troops one at a time out in front to land with your roots and healers. And the whole point of what's inside your Troop Launcher, which is going to be balloons and a Yeti, the balloons will test for traps throughout the push where the Root Riders are going so that it can help protect the healers. That's the whole point of the Troop Launcher, is to protect the healers through this push as you continue to make your way around the base. So let's apply our plan to the base here. Here's our army that we have with the Invises and the Royal Champion and her Spear Fox. And take a look what's inside our Clan Castle. The 7 Loons and the Yeti. Let's go ahead and click attack and see if we can apply what we were just talking about. So let's start with the Royal Champion to the bottom side to move here. And if you want, you can try to time the Spear Fox invisibilities. So you go with the Invis here, And then the Spear Fox timing will come through. If you're not really that familiar with it, it'll take some practice to eventually get down the timing and everything, but I'm also not the best here. I'll take a little bit of damage, but if you are also moving closer to the Town Hall, you kind of want to try to avoid the Town Hall shots from firing upon you. But there we go. I'm just going to go invisible just to be more on the safer side. And then the Royal Champion's going to go down to this, pulls that tornado, and then here is the recall. So we're going to pull back the Royal Champion and that, and now we're going to path our way into the Town Hall at this point. Switch up to the Troop Launcher, so like that, and then we're going to go get the Root Riders. What I recommend is to get them down a little bit quicker than me. Healers, Valkyries, you, and then what you want to do, Apprentice Warden, save your Super Barbs for later. So King and Queen off to this one side. We can drop some Headhunters, and then let's overgrowth the Monolith in the core of this base and redeploy that Royal Champion. So we're going to power our way through this Town Hall. A couple Super Barbs maybe to the left to help out that side. Let's go poison up this CC. And we have that Warden Eternal Tome. We got a Ice Golem that we can save, but we're going to continue our way in. But look at all these balloons. These balloons are getting out in front. Pop this Warden Eternal Tome of these healers. This is the whole point of why we have them all here. So we can drop maybe another Ice Golem to the top side. Let's maybe wall break this as we continue our way through. Let's go Rage like that. Freeze up this cannon over to this side. And now a couple more Super Barbs to the top side to help protect that Queen. Let's go and freeze this up again. I guess that includes the King. Let's drop a Super Barb over here. Ground Skelly pops. And we're continuing our way right on through. So we took out that Town Hall early, so we did not have to worry. Royal Champ probably should have popped her ability. I kind of wasted it. I wasn't paying attention, but make sure you're popping that RC ability early so you don't lose that ability just like I did. So we dropped a couple Super Barbs right through here. Now the King's Spiky Ball will skip across, hit some of these buildings to the outside. Queen's got her Giant to get out in front. And the King's moving his way here, so we'll drop a Super Barb to the right. Queen's going through, but you saw the Troop Launcher launched all of those loons out in front, and we helped to protect them as we made our way through this space. We path them around. What I can do is hit the space again, but from a different angle. Let's try that. Now, from a different angle, what I would recommend you do is pause after I draw the yellow section of the Royal Champ. I'm just going to pick a random section. Let's say I send the RC over here. Now, what are you going to do? Pause it to see the plan, and you can plan it out, but let's just say I send my roots maybe into this. Let's see what's going to happen if we go into this section and see where they're going to go, and we end on the Town Hall. So let's go with the Royal Champ over here. And then we're going to want to get as much value as we possibly can. And now, this is a little interesting. The RC's not taking too much damage, right? So I'll take a little bit of damage, but she'll be able to go invisible without me having to use an Invis. So if you're far enough away from some critical defenses, you might not even have to use that first Invis spell. So RC goes like this. Invis from the Spear Fox. Steps into the Ground Expo. We'll go Invis just like this. I'm going to try my best to not have that poison spell get launched. I did lose my Spear Fox, which is kind of unfortunate there, but we are going to move our way right through this section, just like so. Another Invis is used. I'm going to have to recall the RC and trigger this Giga Bomb. Perfect. All right, now let's send them in. So we go with some balloons, go with Roots, Warden, Troop Launcher, Healers, Ice Golem, and we're moving with Valkyries, Headhunter, King, and Queen to the top side, especially with the Ice Golem, and redeploy that Royal Champion. All right, so in we go, straight through here. I'm going to go ahead and overgrowth the Monolith, poison up the CC. I'm going to go freeze you. And all right, we're launching some troops as we're making our way in. These balloons are spawning and pulling those Seeking Air Mines. Let's continue our way around. All right, healers, can you heal up some of the roots as you're making your way through? Ice Golems are on the defensive side. Okay, Royal Champ is taking some damage from the scatter shot, hanging on to the Warden ability. Now where are we going to go? Pop the ability now, continuing through. Let's go with a couple Super Barbs off to the left. Ice Golem over there. Look at the pathing. It's not as ideal, as clean cut as we had before, leading to the Town Hall and around this base. Some are getting stuck here. We got some the heroes off to the left side, but let's see if we can still pull through. We got the Warden stuck off to with the healers over there. We're continuing our way towards this Town Hall. We've taken a lot of shots. Queen, where are you? Queen, what are you doing? Nope. Okay, that wall break didn't do anything right there. We have the ice golem freezing up this town hall. Warden stuck off to that side. If we drop a wall break, it's going to go to... Oh, that's not a wall break. That's a super barb. Okay, let's freeze up the monolith. King's ability has been forced. Skipping across. We have a couple super barbs left. Let's see. Queen. Pop your ability with the giant. Warden takes out the enemy queen. Drop super barb here. Super barb there. Minion. Archer. Headhunter. As we continue through. It's not the cleanest, but you can see that it still was able to work. Granted, we're not on hard mode like the pros, but you see how much cleaner that was to go and take that town hall down early. We did not have to worry about that town hall fighting back at us. So this base goes down a couple different angles, but I would recommend try to get into the town hall first if you can. And the second attack to the RC Invis charge is the Mass Invis with 10 invisibilities and an earthquake. And take a look at my hero abilities. It's a little bit different with the haste file on the RC for this one. So I'm going to attack this one two different ways. The first one, we're going to charge the RC in towards the town hall. We want to take that down. And then the second one is going to be from the opposite side of the town hall. So if you're going to charge into the town hall in this scenario, the big thing is try your absolute best to have this town hall not fire any shots onto your royal champion. If you could do that, it's going to be very helpful. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and probably drop a couple barbs to help grab some of these buildings on the outside first. Send the RC. She's going to go through here, and now we're going to make her invisible with the Spear Fox. Appear in an earthquake through here. Maybe keep the earthquake will just help. Let's see where this RC is going to go. She's going to go to the multi, and then we're going to go like this, pop her ability to get through that quicker, and then she goes right to this town hall. Town hall did get a shot off on the Spear Fox there, but we were able to path her into the town hall. Looks like she's going down to the bottom. That's fine, but continue to get this value. All right, now go get the spell tower. Poison. We want to keep the Spear Fox alive if we can, and bam, let's keep her alive. All right, so now we're going to go with the Ice Golem, Roots, Healers, Balloons, Warden, the Troop Launcher. Let's go ahead and maybe drop a couple Valks to you. Now here goes the King and Queen to the edge. We can wall break and then redeploy the Royal Champion. All right, get the rest of these Valks down. Poison the CC, of course. All right, Root Rider got pulled into the core. Not the greatest, but we're going to deal with it. We're going to drop an Ice Golem over here. Headhunter over onto the enemy RC. Maybe a Super Barb or two with a wall break. All right, we're going to continue our push in towards the core. King and Queen hopefully will either go around, or it looks like they did get pulled in. But we're waiting for this Warden ability. Let's pop it now to protect those healers as they got close to the red air bombs. Let's go ahead and use another Headhunter into the core of the space. Let's go ahead and use an Invis through here. RC's going that way. Maybe a Super Barb like this. Continue our way right around. Our RC is helping take out the defensive minion prince. Perfect. We got the Yeti. That went to the bottom side down there. But this one relies on you grabbing that town hall and taking that value down. The King is stuck on the wall to the top side. Classic King. Maybe drop an archer or two over here. Let's see. We got an archer. Let's drop a Super Barb into the core to go grab that Clan Castle if it doesn't get killed off by the Spitter. It might. Yep, it will. Okay, the Spitter will go for it, but it's okay. Now it's just a matter of time. Pushing our way around. And the King with his spiky ball. That's what I'll save onto. Let's say Wizard off here. Maybe I can't drop anything over there. Can't drop you. Let's just pop Queen ability. She's just going to run her way around. Let's go with a Headhunter from this angle. A Wizard. A Minion. All through there. A little Archer that could. And we can pop King Spiky Ball after this Wizard Tower. Just pop it there. Skip across. Damage all that. And there we go. So we were able to path the RC into the Town Hall with the assistance of the Earthquake spell, and then move our way around King and Queen on the outside to funnel. But let's try a different version of that base. So now we're going to attack from the opposite side of the Town Hall over here. This one, we don't have to worry about the Town Hall getting shots off on us. So let's go with the RC over here. Maybe grab some outside buildings like this. RC is going to go in towards this ground expo. Let's make this invisible. All right, so she's going to go into this section, just like so. She's going to go to the multi-archer tower. Let's go earthquake this. And let's go pop the RC ability now to get towards the monolith pretty quick. Let's go ahead and take this area down. Maybe she'll backtrack. Let's see. All right, she's going into the core. Perfect. I'll take that. So because we used that haste file, we're able to get all that value. She backtracks a little bit. All right, but we're able to go get that geared up cannon. Perfect. 2 more invises. We can even get the hook tower. So this one I really like because there's so many defenses that we are grabbing, and the value is crazy here. All right, so let's pull this RC back now. All right, so now look at that value. Now since we took out this section like that, let's get our roots and everything moving through towards the town hall, and then our heroes down and around. So let's go with the wizard here. Ice golem, let's go wall break. Let's go with roots here, warden, balloons, healers, Valks, troop launcher, royal champion, king, and queen to the bottom. All right, another Valk headhunter. It takes a little while to deploy everything, but once we get it, we're good. Super barb down to the bottom. Let's get an ice golem to get out in front of this queen. All right, out comes the CC. Poison that up. All right, royal champion's taking quite a bit of damage, so we're going to pop the warden ability to try to protect her. Headhunter down to the bottom side. Maybe a little wizard like that. Furnace is dying off. Continue towards this town hall. Let's see, can the royal champ stay alive while she grabs that town hall? Let's see, we got roots going to the bottom, so we'll use a couple super barbs down here. Town hall is going down. Roots are opening that up. We'll be patient. We got a defensive minion prince to the top side. Obviously, I waited to explain everything in this attack, which obviously is not going to help in terms of time. Let's see, King, where are you going? Let's go ahead and wall break maybe up here. RC's taking some damage. Grab some archers for that clan castle in the core. All right, let's keep going. Grab a minion maybe up here. Okay. 30 seconds left. Let's drop some super barbs around. Take out those buildings. Queen, pop your ability. Let's go. Keep going. Headhunters into the defensive minion prince. We find that Gigabomb. And let's just pop King Spiky Ball right about now. And there we go. So you saw 2 different versions here with the RC Invis charge that I think are very strong with the roots. Next up is the Angry Jelly on the Queen, where you pair in the Grand Warden. So let me explain how this works. So the Angry Jelly being on the Queen here is going to allow her to target defenses. So remember how we initially said, let's send the RC in to help clear a section, and then Root Riders go in and around the base like that? Well, what we're going to do is use the Queen in a section of the base. In this case, let's use the Queen down here, and then we will pull her back. So, Queen, Warden, Balloon, and then 4 healers onto the Queen. She's going to charge through here, and I'll also explain why we have rocket looms. So I got some regular wall breaks to potentially pair in with the Queen to charge your way into this section. And then the Invises are going to be used for your Queen and Warden. Only if you need them. Most of the time you will. But if you can get away with using as least amount of Invises as possible, that's fantastic. So the Queen is charging her way straight through this section. We'll try to take out the Ground Expo. And then the Rocket Loons, they can be used to help grab a defense that the Queen can't grab. In this case, she's not going for this spitter here. So what we're going to do is pull this Queen back, pull everything through. So I'm going to take some time to set this up, but you can see how we remove this section of the defenses. Now, if we get the roots, we're going to power our way through here to this side, and the roots are going to go like this through the middle. But we don't want them to go through the middle just yet because they're going to go this way. They could path this way. So if we pair an overgrowth right through here, then the roots will path their way up and around to work together. All right, but notice this spitter right here is a problem. So I'm just going to go and redeploy the Queen, Ice Golem Healer, Balloon, and then the Troop Launcher down here, Root Riders, Valkyries, Prentice Warden, another Ice Golem, couple Balloons, a Headhunter, and let's go get the Royal Champ, and then the King on the edge. The Royal Champ and the King are going to stay to the edge of the space, and here we go. Overgrowth, but look at the spitter, right? So this is why we got Rocket Loons. Rocket Loons will go in to grab a defense that is targeting our troops that the Queen was not able to get. Pair in the poison onto the Clan Castle, Headhunter over here, maybe make the RC invisible as we try to continue through. All right, so we are powering our way across this base. And then we can go and freeze up. Let's say we freeze up the town hall as we're making an approach. But warden ability will be used right about now to protect the queen, protect all through there. Let's see, we got a wall break. I'll try to save onto that. Pop RC ability now. And I can maybe drop the rage for the RC ability under that rage. That could be good. As we are continuing our way through in the RC, is sniping that town hall. Down it goes as we continue our way around. Even grabs the monolith as well. So the king is making his way up top. Was distracting the ricochet cannon, but the RC is fine. Queen still got her ability. And then RC's go up top. I'll save this invis for the RC as she's going to go like that. I'll wall break this, which won't probably work there. Pop queen ability for the giant. Drop a couple archers. Drop maybe a wizard. We got a headhunter and a little minion. And you can see that the rocket loons were able to grab a defense that was hitting our troops, something that the queen was not able to obtain. Drop that spiky ball, and there it is. So we'll attack this space again, and maybe a few others to continue to show you the value of this attack. Now let's attack the base from a different angle, and this one, let's go to the right side. So the queen over here, let's maybe wall break her in here, Grand Warden balloon, and some healers. Not all of them, of course, right? So queen, she is charging her way through here. She steps in to go to the crusher mortar. Going to be a lot of damage, so we're going to make invisible. Drop an extra loon through here. Another invis like so. Let's see, this queen is stepping through. Gonna go for this poison spell tower. Taking that down. Now gonna go for the multi-arch tower. We kind of want to take that down. Let's go and grab that. And then we can pull this queen back. There we go. Pull the warden, the queen, and everything back. Now we have rocket loons. I don't need to send rocket loons anywhere down here because the queen already took out this section. We're gonna try to send everything through the town hall. So that means we need to funnel this stuff to get around here. All right. So let's say, I know I took a lot of time just to deploy that. So let's go and drop a Valkyrie over here. Now a troop launcher. Now an ice golem. Root riders. The king will be to the top side. Another ice golem, RC, balloons, and Valkyries. All right. So we're going to move our way through towards this town hall. Let's overgrowth the whole core of this space so the multis don't hit us. And then we'll poison up the clan castle. All right. Let's make our approach. Maybe freeze up this. Just doing some damage with that poison spell. Maybe wall break the king over there. Okay, Warden, are you taking some damage? You are, but... All right, we're making our way up and around the space. Where's my queen? Continuing through. There we go. Now the Warden ability to help protect a little bit later in this attack. King is stepping through there. RC is going right through the core. Maybe Rage, pop RC ability. All right, so Queen... have the giant come into effect. Now we're going to save onto rocket loons at this point. Maybe drop a headhunter here to help the queen. Raw Champ's getting some nice value. Reaches over, grabs the enemy RC. Let's drop 2 more headhunters off to the defensive king like that. We even got another rage. All right, king with his ability. Those headhunters didn't do much. Maybe rage that up. All right. King is going through the defensive king. Taking him out. Continuing. Queen. Maybe snipe this archer tower here. King's going around. And then I'll pop the ability. Not yet. Maybe now. Snipes that air defense. Snipes that. Drop a rocket loon here. Drop a rocket loon here. Wizard. Couple archers. Another rocket loon into here. And just pick this off. So you can see it wasn't as strong because this gap behind the town hall caused a lot of the troops kind of split. But it still was able to work. Didn't need the rocket loons in the case to help set them more of a funnel. They were able to be used to grab back-end things and finish off this attack. Now, let's take a look at this space here. There's a lot of value off to the left side with these defenses, but usually that area is filled with traps. So let's just send the RC, the queen, to a section. And in this case, let's send the queen to the bottom side down here. Grand Warden. And we're just going to react to see where this queen goes. Can go grab the ricochet cannon. Can go grab the enemy queen. Take you out. And there's an open wall to the left. So let's go ahead and have the queen just walk through into this area. Perfect. Go into this. Another invis is going to be used. So now we have a spitter that we won't be able to grab with this queen. So what that means is we're going to probably have to use the rocket loons to grab that. So let's go ahead and recall this queen back just like this. And then the rocket loons, hopefully we can target the spitter just like that. And then the queen is down. Troop launcher. More balloons. Root riders. Oh, we found tornado trap, so we were able to take that down. Now we'll send the RC, healer, Valks, Ice Golem, Headhunter. And we're going to move our way through here and the king to the top. All right. So the spitter remains, and that's not fun. That is not a good thing to have. So let's overgrowth this backside of the base. Let's go ahead and poison up the clan castle. That's going to get lured out. Continue this push right through this middle here. King's going up. Now we continue our way around. The troop launcher's launching those balloons to help protect these healers. Drop a headhunter into the enemy RC. All right, another headhunter over here. As we continue this approach. All right, let's go ahead with the warden ability now. Freeze up the town hall. And the defensive king. Maybe rage up the RC since she's onto the town hall here. Pop her ability. Take out that multi. We got a wall break up top. We don't want to lose the warden if we don't have to, because he's got the rage gem, and that is very valuable. Let's see. Now we just make our way around. Warden, stay alive. Keep going, Warden. We got that spitter that is killing our queen's healers. This is why we wanted that spitter down with the rocket loons. RC still moving. Archers off to the left. Maybe a little minion. Oh, there's a builder hut there. Queen does finally get that spitter. And now we'll save onto this king ability for as late as possible. Drop a wizard, which won't work. Continue through. RC is still alive, and we still have the benefit of the rage gem from the Grand Warden. And it was able to work. It wasn't the prettiest, but we were able to path their way around that base. And one final attack we'll do here before we're going to plan the Clan War League attack. Let's charge the queen maybe down here to the bottom. Grand Warden, 4 healers onto you. Get an invis ready. We could wall break right there. All right. Now the queen is stepping in. All right. The one problem going near a spitter or scatter is you don't want the queen or these healers to get targeted by the scatter because you made the queen invisible. But we're okay. All right. Now queen turn around, take out the enemy queen. Oh, she gets pulled over here. All right. There we go. And now we'll make you invisible, and then we'll pull you back. After this goes down, poison gets launched, and pull you back right now. All right. So now we're going to go on the opposite side of this town hall. So let's send you here. Ice Golem. Now I don't need to use the rocket loons. Couple of you. Roots, Apprentice Warden. Now we continue our way through here. King to the top. Valkyries. Maybe a little wizard. Headhunter, RC, another headhunter through here. Let's go ahead and overgrowth all this. Let's go drop that as we make our way through. All right, let's wall break that, I guess. Queen's gonna get stuck on the Ice Golem. Continuing through. Where's my Grand Warden? He's in the mix of all this. Let's pop the Warden ability now. All right, keep going. Pop RC. Queen is stuck to the bottom. Let's go freeze up the town hall. Queen with the giant. Now we got some rocket loons. Where do we use the rocket loons? Let's send one rocket loon on the wizard tower, maybe here. Okay. Keep going. Giant, and the queen together. Queen's got the healer, so things split. Let's just rage her up. All right. So that goes down. Let's pick off these mortars. Maybe take that down. Those are going to get some good value. King's ability, spiky ball, skips across, a minion, headhunter, a couple archers, and able to work. It wasn't the cleanest, but shows you a couple different ways to be able to make it work of how this attack comes together. And of course, and also if you're wondering why is there an Apprentice Warden in the mix, it's because you're able to boost the HP of the troops and heroes while there's no life gem of the Grand Warden. So that's the reason why we have that Apprentice Warden. But there we go. The Angry Jelly charge, charging in the grab a section to move around the space. But now, let's plan our CWL attack. We are going to be using this army with the 10 Invises in our first CWL attack. So let's go and plan it on base number 6 is what I've called. And what am I going to do? Pause it to see if you could come up with a plan and compare it to my plan. Granted, I don't know if my plan's going to work. So let's see. The plan is to charge the RC with the haste file through the town hall. Remember, we do not want to activate that town hall. So we could get our RC to move in from here. And let's see the town hall range. It is going to be pretty much once she gets past this wizard tower. So we'll just have to invis here and then probably invis and continue to invis, pop ability, and get into the core, get into these multis, because we don't want the town hall to hit us to slow us down, but we want to take out the town hall and all that. So if we can grab all of this with the royal champion, then we could send the roots in here with a troop launcher right here, and then the king, he could run all the way like this and then redeploy the royal champion behind the roots or something like that as we push our way all the way across the base. Let's do this. We're in. All right. So, royal champion, switch to the troop launcher. Royal champ. We got some Teslas. Oh, we can take out the Teslas. No worries here. Take out Tesla 1, take out Tesla 2, take out Tesla 3. Go invisible just in case, because again, we don't want that town hall to be fighting back at us. Invis again through here. Another invis. We lost the spear fox. Pop the ability. Now let's go on to... Oh, okay. Okay, we got a shot onto the RC. It's okay. Okay. Giga bomb goes off. That's okay. Are we really... Oh, giant bomb is here. What else? Okay, you're going to get hook tower. That's actually really good. I'll take the hook tower for sure. And then we get all the way to the poison spell tower. Very good. Sweeper goes down and pull you back. All right, so let's go ahead and get the queen over here with you. A super barb like that. Balloon. All right, some healers. Where is my queen going? Okay. All right, I guess we're going to go to the bottom side. Okay, rocket loon, please don't force my... Okay, no, we're good, we're good. All right. There we go. All right, rest of you, troop launcher, and then the king. All right, ice golem, apprentice warden, balloon, Valkyries. All right, let's see if we can move our way through. Super barbs, up and around. There we go. Let's go and redeploy the royal champ. Moving our way through this side. That RC got a lot of value. Let's go with an ice golem, super barb, wall break here. Let's keep going. A couple headhunters. Pop warden. Another wall break over here. A couple of barbs over like this. Queen's got her ability. But now it's about time. Headhunter's killing you off. We got a Yeti that's over there. Royal Champ's getting nice value. Keep going. 48 seconds. Yeti's down south. I can drop a minion, I guess, down here. Come on. 40 seconds. Queen, it's a race against the clock. All right. Let's see. I got to save this king ability. All right. What is it locked onto? Hold on. Drop you here. Drop some of you. Drop you. Pop queen ability. Headhunters down here. Pop king. Move through all that. All right, 18 seconds, and we should be fine. So you saw we were able to charge that RC through the town hall, take all that down, and get the 3-star with the mass invis RC.